Good morning everyone. Myself Sanjeev Kumar. Today this lecture we are going to make a problem on efficiency of DC motor. So the question is, a 250 volts DC shunt motor takes 2.5 amperes at no load with armature resistance is 0.6 ohms and shunt field resistance is 500 ohms. Find the efficiency when motor takes 50 amperes from the supply. Now if you observe the problem, no load current is given, so no load 2.5 amperes and the supply voltage is given, armature resistance and armature shunt field resistance is given. Now if the load current increases from 2.5 to 50 amperes, so what is the efficiency at 50 amperes load? So we have to calculate the load efficiency. So by using no load current, by using no load current 2.5 amperes, so we can determine the losses. So which losses? Constant losses. What are the constant losses? Iron, mechanical and shunt field copper losses. Since we can consider it as a DC shunt motor, so shunt field copper losses are also constant. So we will find out the losses, then we'll go for the efficiency of the motor at 50 amperes load current. Okay, now first the solution is given by write the given data first. So a DC shunt motor having no load current, it is nothing but IL0 is 2.5 amperes and armature resistance is given RA 0.6 ohms and shunt field resistance is also given. So shunt field resistance RSH is equal to 500 ohms. Now new load current is given. So new load current, nothing but IL1 is given, that is 50 amperes. Now we have to find out what is the efficiency at IL1 is equal to 50 amperes. Okay. Now to determine the efficiency at any current, at any load current, first we have to calculate the losses. What are the losses occurred in machine? So those losses are calculated by calculating the currents, armature current, load current as well as shunt current. So load current anyhow given, we will calculate the armature current by calculating the shunt field current. Okay, now see the first I am going to take at no load condition, okay, IL0 is 2.5 amperes. So the armature current at no load is given by IA0 is equal to IL0 minus ISH. Again flux is constant, shunt motor, so shunt current will be constant. So what is armature current at no load? So we have to calculate the shunt current first. Okay, now the shunt field current is given by shunt field current ISH given by ISH is equal to V by RSH. What is the V value? So supply voltage, given data we are not written supply voltage, so V is equal to 250 volts. Now V is equal to 250 volts and RSH is equal to 500, so what will be the ISH? 1 by 2, 0.5 amperes. Now the shunt current is 0.5 amperes. What will be the armature current? So no load armature current Ia naught is equal to IL naught minus ISH. So 2.5 minus 0.5, this will be 2 amperes. Now no load armature current is determined, but we are not calculating the efficiency at no load. We have to calculate the 50 amperes load efficiency, but the no load parameters are able to calculate the constant losses, nothing but iron, mechanical and shunt field copper losses. Just you deduct the losses from armature losses from the input, we will get the remaining all losses. Okay, so the constant losses nothing but iron, mechanical and shunt copper losses determined by you can see here total losses minus variable losses is equal to constant losses. Okay, so if you deduct the total losses minus variable losses, we will get the constant losses. Now at no load, what is the total losses? We are getting only iron, mechanical losses and shunt field copper losses. So no load input is the losses at this condition. Okay, so at no load, total losses is equal to no load input. Okay, so no load input is nothing but V into IL naught. Okay, now constant losses is equal to no load input minus variable losses. Okay, now constant losses is equal to no load input, nothing but total losses here, no load input minus variable losses. What are the variable losses? Armature copper losses. Okay, now I am going to deduct those losses. So now constant losses is equal to no load input. So what is a no load input? V into IL naught minus armature copper losses are nothing but variable losses. So those are nothing but Ia naught square into Ra. So what is the variable losses? Nothing but armature copper losses. So that is given by Ia naught square Ra. Now 250 into what is the no load current? It is nothing but 2.5 amperes minus Ia naught square. So what is Ia naught? 2 square into Ra value is 0.6. Now what is the value of constant losses? So 2.625 minus 4 into 0.6. Now you may get 2.4. So 622.6. It is nothing but 2.4. So this will be the constant losses. Now whatever the load, this constant losses are fixed. So 622.6 watts. So what is the units? These are the watts fixed for the all load conditions, maybe 50 amperes or 100 amperes or 200 amperes. Now we will go for the efficiency at 50 amperes load current. Now the second case, at load current IL is equal to 50 amperes. Now we are keeping the flux constant, shunt field current constant. So we are increasing the load current means armature current is also changes. Okay. Now new armature current IA1 given by, so IA1 is equal to IL1 minus ISS. So there is no change in shunt current. So shunt current is fixed, that is 0.5 amperes. Now the new load current is 50 amperes. So 50 minus 0.5, which is given by 49.5 amperes. Now this will be the new armature current. Now load current changes, now armature current changes, so that armature copper losses are also changes. Now you calculate the armature copper losses, new armature copper losses, then you will able to calculate the efficiency. So I am going to take on this. So new armature copper losses, new armature copper losses given by, so I can written as IA1 square into RA. Now what is the IA1? IA1 is nothing but 49.5 square into, what is RA value? Once again 0.6. Now armature copper losses, nothing but IA1 square RA is equal to 147.1 watts. Okay, now this will be the value of 1470.1 watts of the armature copper losses. So more accurately, 1475 watts of armature copper losses we will get for when the load current increases to 50 amperes. Now constant losses and the variable losses, so we will get the total losses. Now total losses is equal to variable losses plus constant losses. Okay, now what is the total losses? Let us say W to be the total losses. Now variable losses are 1470.15 plus constant losses are 622.6. okay, now if you add these two, 2092.75 watts, this will be the total losses, almost 2100 watts the total losses. Now to calculate the efficiency in DC motors, we are using the formula different from generators. So efficiency of DC motor estimated by, okay, since we know the input, so efficiency is equal to input minus losses divided by input. Why? DC motor input is electrical input, so we will coming from the input side, the input is calculated, so we can calculate from the input load voltage multiplied by load current, so we will get the input power. So input power is equal to V into IL1, so 250 into 50 is nothing but 12500 watts or 12.5 kilowatts. Now this is the P input power for this case. Now from the 12.5 kilowatts you deduct the losses, so almost 2 kilowatts you will get the output power and the efficiency is calculated. Now let us see so how it will be and what is the value of efficiency. Okay, now efficiency is equal to Input power we know 12,500 watts. Now input minus losses. So what is the total losses we calculated here? 2092.75. Now output by input power, but output power in terms of input minus losses by input power. Now you will get efficiency around 0.8358. So efficiency is 83.58%. Now this will be the solution for 50 amperes load current. The no load parameters are able to calculate the constant losses since it is a shunt motor. So until unless the field current changes, the flux changes, so the motor speed or armature current affects back EMF. So here we calculated the efficiency by calculating the armature current and losses. Now we will make one more problem on efficiency and also torque parameters, calculation of efficiency, gross torque and shaft torque. Now the question is, a 4-pole wave connected shunt motor gives 11.19 kilowatts when running at 1000 rpm and drawing armature and field current of 50 amperes and 1 amperes respectively. It has 540 armature conductors and resistance 0.1 ohm armature resistance and brush drop 1 volt per each brush. So find gross torque, shaft torque, flux per pole, losses, efficiency at 250 volts supply. Now the input voltage is 250 volts and number of poles is 4 and it is connected in wave winding. We know that in wave winding we have having only 2 parallel paths. Okay. Now armature current and field current both are given, so output power is also given and armature resistance, number of conductors, so brush drop is also given. Then we are able to calculate the gross torque and shaft torque, losses, efficiency and also flux per pole. Now the solution, first write the given data. What is the data is given? So a DC shunt motor wave connected having, you see the first one is number of poles are given, so P is equal to 4 and it is wave connected, so number of parallel paths is A is equal to 2 since it is a wave winding. Next, output power is given, so directly the output power is given, so P out is nothing but 11.19 kilowatts, nothing but 11,190 watts. Next, speed of the motor is given, speed N is equal to 1000 rpm. Next, armature current is given, so armature current IA is equal to 50 amperes and field current is given, so shunt field current is given, so ISH is equal to 1 ampere and number of armature conductors are also given, number of armature conductors are given, so Z is equal to 540. Next, armature resistance is given, so armature resistance is given, so RA is equal to 0.1 ohm. BCD is given. What is BCD? Brush contact drop 1 volt per brush, so that I am making 1 volt into 2 volts. Why I am writing 2 volts? So wave winding having only 2 parallel paths, so we require only 2 brushes. So 2 brushes, each 1 volt, so we will get 2 volts as the brush contact drop. Then we have to calculate, sorry, supply voltage is also given. What is the supply voltage? V is equal to 250 volts. Now we will calculate gross torque, shaft torque and flux per pole, and also losses. Each loss, that means copper losses, iron losses and mechanical losses, and also efficiency. Okay, now let us see how we are going to calculate all the parameters. So first one is gross torque. So to calculate the gross torque, we are having the flux per pole, armature current, and also in terms of back EMF and armature current. So we'll calculate the back EMF, then it is easy to calculate all the other parameters. Okay, the back EMF given by EB is equal to V minus IARA minus BCD. So substitute V 250 minus, what is IA value? Armature current is given 50 amperes. So 50 into 0.1 is armature resistance, and BCD is also given, that is 2 volts. Now 250 minus 5 minus 2, we will get 243 volts as the back EMF. Now back EMF is calculated. So how you calculate the gross torque? Now you first go for gross torque. Gross torque is given by, so TG is equal to 0.159 pi into IA into Z P by A. This is the one formula available, but flux per pole is not given. We have to evaluate. So this formula we are not going to use. So that we are having a one more formula, 2 pi n TG by 60 is equal to EB into IA, whereas TG is equal to EB into IA by 2 pi n by 60. Now we can use this formula so that we can evaluate the gross torque very easily. This formula and this formula, both formulas are available, but this formula we are not going to consider. We'll consider only EB is calculated, IA is given, so speed is given, so that we can apply TG formula, in this case EBIA by 2 pi n by 60. Now if we calculate, so I am going to take up the given data. Now what is TG from here? So TG is equal to EBIA. So what is the value of EB? 243 multiplied by IA is equal to 50 divided by 2 pi into n. So what is the value of n? 1000 by 60. Now if we calculate the value of this, so 1 by 2 pi into 243 into 50 by, so 1000 by 60, you may get, so this value we know already, 0.159 into 243 into 50 by 1000 into 60. So this may comes under 115.9 Newton meters. Okay, now this is a value of gross torque. So gross torque is approximately 116 Newton meters. Now we will find out the shaft torque. So how we are going to find out the shaft torque? Again I am going to break up this. So similar to back EMF and armature current, we are having the formula for shaft torque also. The second one is shaft torque TSH. So TSH is equal to output power divided by 2 pi n by 60. Now this is EBIA by 2 pi n by 60. Now it is output power by 2 pi n by 60. Now what is the shaft torque? TSH is equal to, output power is directly given. How much? 11.19 kilowatts, nothing but 11190 watts divided by 2 pi n by 60. Now if you calculate this value, around 10.68 Newton meters. Now this will be the value of shaft torque you are getting. You see here, gross torque is 116 and the shaft torque is 106. So 10 Newton meters of losses takes in shaft. So that is a second case. Now we will go for the third case, that is flux per pole calculation. So the third case is flux per pole. Now how we are going to calculate the flux per pole? We know the gross torque and we know the formula for gross torque and all the parameter except flux. If you substitute in that, we will get the flux value from that. Now we have Tg is equal to 0.159 flux into Ia into Zp by A. Now you observe here, we are having Ia, we are having Z, we are having P, and we are having the number of parallel paths are also. Now substitute all these, we know the gross torque also. Otherwise you take flux into left hand side, all the terms into right hand side. So it is given by, so flux is equal to Tg by 0.159 into Ia into Zp by A. Now this is the formula for flux. You can go for 1 by 1.5, it may be 2 pi. We can substitute here. Now I'm going to calculate the flux per pole value by substituting all these quantities here. Now flux is equal to Tg value. So what is the value of Tg? 1.59 divided by 0.159 into Ia is 50 and Z, number of armature conductors 540 and number of poles 4 divided by parallel paths 2. So you may get flux value around 0.0135 Webers, nothing but 13.5 milliwebers. Now this is the value of flux you are getting in this motor. So we can calculate the losses are also for this case. Okay, now load current we are going to calculate. So armature current and field current is given. So by calculating load current and also losses are also going to determined. We will calculate the losses, that is fourth one. The losses determined by, we are already having the load current, load voltage, so input power and output power. So total losses, from that we will distribute to constant and variable losses. Okay, so input power is nothing but P in is equal to V into IL. So P in is equal to V is equal to 250 into IL. So what is IL? Ia plus ISH, nothing but 250 into 50 plus 1, 250 into 51, nothing but 12,750 watts. And what is output power? So P output power is directly given 11,190 watts. Now total input power is there, total output power is there. So what is the total losses? So total losses, WT is nothing but P in minus P out. So WT is equal to 12,750 minus 11,190. So you may get around 1560 watts. Okay, so 1560 watts is the total losses, nearly 1.5 kilowatts. Now we'll distribute them into constant losses and variable losses. Okay, so WT is nothing but constant losses plus variable losses. So constant losses are nothing but iron, mechanical and also shunt field copper losses. So I am writing as usual constant losses plus variable losses is nothing but brush losses plus armature copper losses. Now what is the brush losses? Brush losses are nothing but Ia into number of brushes plus Ia square into Ra. Now constant losses plus what is Ia? Ia is 50 and brushes are 2 plus 50 square into 0.1. Now if you calculate this, constant losses plus 100 plus 250. Now this will be the total losses. Now what is the constant losses from this? If we calculate this, okay, if we calculate the value of total losses, constant losses plus 350. Now constant losses is equal to Wt minus 350, which is given by, so Wt is 1560 minus 350. So how much you are getting? 1210 watts are the constant losses. Now constant losses we are able to separate. If the shunt field resistance is given, we can separate them into iron and mechanical. So we can call it as a constant losses 1210 watts. These are fixed independent of the load. Now we will calculate the efficiency of this motor by calculating the, so we are already having the input power and output power. We can calculate the efficiency of this machine. Now we will calculate the last element efficiency. So it is very easy. Efficiency is equal to output power by input power. Now we know that already output power is given 11,190 divided by input power is nothing but load current, that is 51 amperes, multiplied by voltage 250. So efficiency is equal to 0 by 12,750. Now you may get around 87.76% of the efficiency for the given problem. Now efficiency is calculated, losses calculated, and gross torque, shaft torque and flux per pole is also calculated. So like this we can calculate the value of losses, efficiency and also torque parameters.